Hey everybody, how's it going? Today is the final day of my Japan trip slideshow video. You've joined along in my adventures. I've left off a few things, but for the most part, my trip is focused on food, as you could tell. So that was a big, um, part of my adventures. And hopefully, if there's anything interesting you saw, it gets you motivated to go try things out. It's a lot of fun, lots of good stuff to take advantage of, and just a lot of cool things to enjoy. So without further ado, let's get going. Now, at the hotel I was at, they actually gave vouchers for breakfast. And because the hotel itself doesn't have a restaurant on it, they gave you vouchers for the nearby Denny's. Now, yes, I know, Denny's, what the heck, but let me tell you, the quality of food that you get in Japan is different from the US, right? A Denny's in Japan has nothing to do with the Denny's in the US. A KFC in Japan has nothing to do with US version of KFC. So don't knock it. It was free, right? You got a coupon, and this wasn't bad. You got eggs, bacon, sausage, a salad, and was that French toast? I think it was. So it was solid stuff, and you also get a drink bar out of that. So good stuff, right? But of course, the reason for my trip on the last day here was there is a special mahjong event that was being hosted by one of the YouTube channels I follow, Mahjong Yu-Gi-Oh! And basically it invited not only the hosts of the show, which one, a comedian that also takes part in a different YouTube channel I watch, so it's cool to actually see him in person. Very cute model Gravia idol, if you know Japanese term better. Very cute. And pro mahjong players. Now right now there's something called the M League, which gets 8 teams of 4 together, and they play a team mahjong league. And it's up late at night. I love watching that, and it's just amazing to see high level play like that and try to absorb some of that. But it's just crazy the things that they can detect, figure out how to get good hands, how to aim for big hands, and also when to fold properly. It's just amazing. But being able to potentially play with 2 of the players that are in that M League, one of the announcers for that league, that opportunity was really awesome. Also part of the guest list was another Grabia idol who was just an outsider at first, and now actually turned into a pro as well. Not in the M League, but just got that interested in the game and was able to pick up a pro license for being a mahjong player. So, really cool opportunity there. So I got there. It wasn't cheap, but joined 48 people to participate in that event. And just to play mahjong in person, and this would be the first time I actually play with an automated table, which is cool in itself. If you have not gotten that experience, it is amazing. But playing with strangers, right, that was a worry too. So in actual honesty, a lot of the time that I had some downtime, I went to the arcades in Japan and played mahjong in the arcades. And the reason why I did that is because those arcades, the time to think is really short, right? If you play online, you kind of have like 20 seconds plus refresh time. You get like 3 seconds on those arcade game machines. And so, I knew that people are going to play fast, and they played insanely fast in person. It was hard to keep up, to be honest. But anyways, before I get there, you see food here, right? Well, I need to get some food before the event started. Didn't want to get anything too crazy, so I was looking around, and they had a Moss Burger along the way to the event. So I actually looked at the McDonald's, but there was anything special going on at McDonald's. It sucks because the week after I left, they had a korokke gratin burger. Right? Just like, you know, white sauce, macaroni, you know, chunks of meat in there. So amazing. I wish that was available while I was there. But anyway, here got something similar, right? It's a shrimp fried ebi, what is it? Ebi korokke burger, I think, right? So just there's shrimp in there, deep fried. You get some lettuce on top, some sauce on there. Amazing. And the fries are steak fries. My favorite, probably, well, second to Crisp Cut fries from Carl's Jr. But those thick steak cut fries are one of my favorite ways to get fries. So I was loving that. And so just ate that along with it. Very good. Now, normally if you go to Moss Burger, they're kind of like, their signature is a thick cut of raw tomato and like meat sauce on top of that. If you go there to Moss Burger, I definitely recommend you try that. But I think I've said it before, I hate raw tomatoes, so not my thing. So I love deep fried stuff, so that was pretty good. So ended up getting that instead for lunch. It was tasty, and yes, apologies for the half-eaten food, but you know, that's what it looks like on the inside, right? You can see the chunks of shrimp inside of the deep fried good. So got there, and of course, one other thing about Japan you got to be careful of is Google Maps isn't always the best. They like put me into the wrong side of the building, and sometimes there's only like one elevator entrance, and you know, Japan builds vertically, so you got to really find the right entrance for the you know, for those, you know, vertical areas. So you got to keep your eye out for the signage. Now, of course, I can read Japanese, so it helps out. But if you don't, I can definitely understand that being a bit of a problem. But eventually I found it, got there in time, got up there, signed in, and look at this. An automated table. All of that is done automatically. Even the hand that you get in front of you, the tiles that come up, even the dora on the back. I don't know if you don't know Japanese mahjong, then you might not know, but you can see that tile on the back, that is automatically flipped for you as everything came up. When you know, it shuffles everything too, and there's two sets of tiles, so while you're playing with one on top, the other one is being shuffled on the bottom. And of course you can see it keeps score for you with the point sticks you get. Just this machine itself was a lot of fun to play with. And of course, you know, I'm playing with random people here. First one, no idea, but everybody's nice, right? I can't really score things on my own, so you know, I needed the help from people. And you know, the first guy that I played with, that was, you know, to the left, and super nice. But everybody was really strong. The girl that was on my right, she kept getting hanemans, and she won it twice. I mean, off some other guy, thankfully not me. But you know, it's just amazing. I got actually a really high score too. So I mean, of course I was nervous too, right? I think I missed a pong that I could have gotten because everybody played so fast. But you know, you just, you know, rolled with it. And obviously I couldn't take any pictures midway through. Like when I got my big hand, I was like, yeah, awesome. But no time, because by the time I was done, everybody was, you know, ready for the next hand. And also one thing that, you know, of course I goofed, because I always watch TV and watch, you know, people play on TV. When I got a ron, right, like I won, I picked the tile up and, you know, put it in front of me, and the guy was like, no, you don't do that. There's no reason to do that, right? We know that's your winning tile. You just call your score and you're good, right? And like he was like, that's only for TV. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. Sorry, gomennasai, right? But that makes sense, right? Like they do that for TV, right? Because when you get the hand, camera comes in, zooms in into the winning hand, right? So that they can explain it for people on TV. Obviously, I guess that's not necessary for, you know, when you're playing with other people, which is kind of a shame, right? Like, don't you want to see your hand like done like that? But yeah, he was like, no, there's no reason to. Okay, but you know, again, he was really nice about it. That's important to say, but you know, really cool experience for sure. But anyways, apparently for like the first 8 winners they were giving out tickets to a movie that was actually available. But you know, I already had, you know, scoped out some things for the evening, so, and this was my last night in Japan, so I couldn't watch it, which was a bit of a bummer. Maybe in retrospect, I could have like shuffled things around and watched it, but you know, I didn't know where this was. Like, it was supposed to be for a specific place, I think, and you know, I had something set in my mind already, so I gave it to the guy that was on the last table I was at, and you know, just gave it to him, and he ended up being the second place winner overall. So I guess he got a nice additional prize after that. But anyways, pretty cool to win that. But in the end, we got an opportunity to take pictures with the people, and this is, I say, she's a pro Mahjong player, and she is the official, one of the official announcers for the M League, Matsushima Momo. And not only that, she's also on another YouTube channel for just quiz stuff, Capritio channel. And you know, I watched that a lot too, so it was really cool to see her in person. And I guess with, you know, all the nervousness there, I completely forgot to tell her that, like, I watch her on that YouTube channel. I love your, you know, your commentating on M League. I forgot to say all of that. It just completely blanked, and I was like, you know, just taking a picture, which was nice. But one other thing that I regret is I totally forgot, like, when you're in Japan, they sell these you know, white panels, shikishi, and you know, you can buy that probably in just like any convenience, well, I don't know, any convenience store or anything, but you buy it and then you give that to, you know, the celebs, and they'll sign it for you. And I didn't think about that at all, so that's such a missed opportunity. I wish I had thought about that to get their signatures, because when's the last, you're not gonna get an opportunity to see these people in person, so I felt really dumb that I didn't think about that. So next time, but you know, really cool. And of course, you know, a shame because of Corona, right? Like, couldn't take off the mask, or I didn't really want to ask them if they were okay taking the mask. But here's one of the pro players that I was talking about, Kondo Seichi, you know, Sega Sami Phoenix, I think, is his group. You know, like, I think one of the older guys on there, super experienced. He's, you know, kind of on a losing streak recently, so they kind of like ribbed at him, you know, during the event about it, which was fun. He's a good sport about it too, but you know, it's cool to see him. And another one of the M leaguers, Nakabayashi-san. I forget his first name. Sorry, Nakabayashi K, I think. Yeah, but one of the younger guys, definitely there, and one of the newer additions to the M League. And you know, he was really, you know, friendly. And he was actually sitting next to me. Didn't actually play with him because, you know, it's kind of random. And of course, I joined at the very end of the registration period, so you know, they kind of, you get the opportunity to pick one person that you want to play with. Didn't get my choice, which was of course Momo here, so kind of sad about that. But I did end up playing with the assistant's sister, who is also a Gravia idol. They just released a photo book recently, and so she was also joining them. You know, she's kind of a newbie, so it's kind of nice to talk to someone and play with somebody who wasn't necessarily insanely good in the game. But you know, it was a lot of fun, and unfortunately, because they're you know, in a Gravia idol with, you know, an agency that, you know, has power, I'm sure, couldn't take a picture with them. So unfortunate about that. So, but you know, I was able to talk to them, which was really cool, for sure. And actually, you can see in the back the guy in the gray hair. He is the producer of that YouTube channel I was talking about, and so I actually got to play a game with him as well, because one guy was a no-show, and so he filled in his place instead. And this guy, right? So in the YouTube channel, he's actually only represented via voice, and this, like, the character you see on his head is the one that's on screen talking. But because well, he was there, he said taking a photo with him was okay, and so I did it, of course. And well, here's my final results. And unfortunately, I guess they gave me an orange pen, which made it not the best. But my first game, plus 62.4, which basically how the scoring works is you start with 30,000 points. You play with 25,000 points. Those 5,000 points are banked for the winner, and the winner gets those points in the end on their score. So first place will get a placement bonus of 30 points plus those 20 points that were put aside. Second place will get plus 10. Third place will get minus 10, and last place will get minus 30. So with 62.4, yes, I finished first in my first game in person with 62.4 points in the end. So what is it? You minus 30, that means, no, minus 50, that means I was 12.4 over, that starting point. So what, 42,400 points, which is good. Remember, you start the game with 25,000 points. So I was able to get some good hands there and just siphon all the points toward me. So started off the game very good. Second game, not so great. Ended up with minus 26.9. Ended up in third for that one. That one, I was just not getting anything. And there was a lady I was playing with. She was insane. She was just winning hand after hand. And she was always reaching too. It felt like reach means you're one away from a winning hand. And you declare it to everybody in return to get an extra multiplier. She was a beast, and she was just wrecking that table. So I pretty good that I didn't completely bottom out on that second game. The third game was the one that I was playing with the celebrity, right? The guest, where she was, right? The assistant's little sister. Very cute. And she also had a nice, slightly lower voice too. And well, I don't know if you can tell based on my preferences with Saito Kyoko here. Girls with lower voices is definitely my thing. So, it's nice talking to her. And of course, she was a beginner, right? She's not as experienced with Mahjong too. So we didn't talk too much, but it was a nice experience there. But was also able to finish first there. And I'll be honest, at that table, I was playing against the person who was currently in first at that time. So I was definitely playing a little bit more quickly and aggressively. Normally I like to play reach, closed, but I realized if I did that, I'll probably, get sucked under. So I definitely was a little bit more aggressive, and it paid off too, for sure. So 59.1 in the positive. Yes, that was a first place finish. So 9.1 over 30,000. So that's 39,100 points. So really, really nice win there. And then the fourth game, unfortunately, again, finished third, minus 16.9. That wasn't too bad. Definitely hovering around like when I was starting, the start levels. And I did that table. I did end up playing with the guy that finished up second in the end. And I think the guy that, I don't know, he finished first? I can't remember, but I did finish third, so first, third in the event, and for a total score of 77.7. All right, I'm zoomed, right? 77.7 in the end. And actually, give me a second. They did upload the results on their YouTube channel, and I did take a screenshot, but I didn't put it in the slideshow. So give me a second to pull that up and show you what. I'll put a link to the YouTube channel too if you want. You can actually see me in the event as well. Okay, we're back, and here you go. Right, here's a screenshot from the YouTube channel where they went over the event, and they put all of the ranking on there. And look at that, 9th place out of 48 people, plus 77 points. I mean, let's be honest, to finish in the plus is amazing in the first place. To finish in the top 10, I was so happy. It was I don't know how to explain it. And I kept forgetting to to keep track of my scores. So I really had no idea where I was at the end of it. I did know that first third would probably mean I was in at minimum the top half, right? But I didn't know how much plus or minus points I had. So it's going to end by finishing in the top 10. Actually, let me go back to my closer view here. Yeah. But finishing in the top 10 got me this cool little badge from the event, which is celebrating 4 years of the YouTube channel. But I actually won something from a tournament. Amazing. Now you can kind of see. Let's go back to the screen here. If you look at this, you can see that if I had gotten 8th place, I would have gotten some kind of reward from Kondo, one of the M Leaguers I was talking about, and then 10th place was from the other M Leaguer, Nakabayashi. So if I had just gotten one less point, right, or I would have been able to get an additional reward. Which is, little bit bummer that I got sandwiched in between a reward, not getting any of a reward. But oh, also, by the way, like in the picture here, the girl in the pink beanie, she was the one that I played with. So yeah, cute, very cute. That's green, very cute. But yeah, I mean, also it kind of got out that I was from America, so they kind of announced that to everybody that somebody from America joined this tournament. And also got a nice little ribbing from Kondo. It's like, did you really come to Japan for this event? And I was like, no, I came here for food. It's like, oh, okay, you're not crazy. Had a nice laugh out of that. So, I mean, it was a really cool experience talking to all of these people that I've seen on YouTube, professional Mahjong players, being able to play in the same atmosphere with them. Of course, I only got to play with Seira there on the left. But if I go to Japan again and my schedule meets up with another one of these kind of events, I will absolutely go again, because it was such a blast. It was a lot of fun. Yes, it was a little intimidating at first because well, playing with people who know what they're doing, right? It was a lot of fun, but I think I can say for life, proud of myself, getting 9th place, finishing in the top 10 for an event. I mean, 48 people, that's a decent amount of people. So to be able to finish on the top 10 for that makes me really happy. And yeah, just so fun. Anyways, dinner, right? What did I want to finish off my last meal in Japan? Well, there's some miso soup here, and of course it started to rain that day too, so it was like, oh, where am I gonna go? And gave me flashes of the nightmares in Korea when that big torrent happened. It wasn't that bad, but of course I still needed my umbrella for sure to get around. And of course I was walking around since everything's close by. I was near I switched hotels at least on the last day, and I was in Asakusa, and so what I wanted to get was tendon, and boy, did I get an awesome tendon. Bam! Look at this dish. This is huge. 10 pieces of tempura there, all with a nice, beautiful sauce. And you can't see this because I didn't realize it until the end afterward, but you see this? I don't know. You can't see my cursor, can you? Let me capture cursor. There you go. There you go. Can you not see it? There you go. This thing here, this piece, right? And then this thing here. That is one whole piece. Anago. I told you earlier how much I love anago, but to get a huge, like literally, this is one huge slice piece there of anago. And again, it was counter side seat, so they had a second floor where I guess they have more like bigger tables for parties to enjoy. But the first floor was right in front of the chefs cooking the tempura, and I could hear them talk. And apparently there was some crazy group on top that was ordering like 15 shrimp tempura like at a time. He's like, holy crap, they are ordering that again. and they were trying to order like a mega plate too, and he's like, oh boy, let's get going. But look at this dish. This is full of amazing stuff. You got satsumaimo, right? Sweet potato. You've got the shrimpies. You've got the green beans. You've got broccoli. You've got anago. You've got like everything that you would have wanted from a tendon, right? Tempura donburi. This had it. And I got this place from the hotel. One of the guys from the hotel recommended me this place as a good place for tendon. I didn't get to see him again when I got back. I wanted to tell him thank you for this recommendation. This was amazing. It was also kind of later in the night, right? Because of course I went to that mahjong event, got back, and places were already starting to close for the night. So I wasn't sure where I could get what I wanted here, but this was everything I wanted and more. And this is no joke. This volume, I barely finished this. Let's be honest. And I can eat a lot, and you can probably tell I'm not the thinnest guy in the world, right? But this was an amazing volume, dish, flavor. Highly recommend this place. Amazing. So amazing finish to the night. I had to have gotten some kind of dish at the end. Like I think there was this like cream melon soda that I got in the end. I don't see the photo here in my gallery, but amazing. And here was the view from my hotel room. You could actually see the sky tree from this. Was it sky tree? I think so. From the windows. If you went outside, kind of the very top of it. You can't see it, but yeah, I had an outdoor bath, which I didn't enjoy because, again, remember I said it was raining. They did have a preheated rotemburo outside, so I went into that instead. I was thinking, do I want to do this in the morning? But it was way too cold and still really chilly from the rain, so kind of a bummer. I couldn't take advantage of it, but yeah, it was really nice. But the place was small, and like I don't know if you can. This is probably not the best angle for it, but that door was like to my chest, so you kind of had to like dip down to get in there. And I guess one bad thing about the place was there was no TV in the hotel room. Which, okay, that was fine. I enjoyed things on my computer instead, but was it worth it? I don't think so. Probably would have been worth it if I could actually take advantage of the bath a little bit longer, but cold, rainy night, cold morning, a little bit of a problem. But anyways, with these plates, they came with a nice, breakfast, included with the price, and it's pretty darn good. Organic rice, what was it? Miso shiru with a lot of ingredients, full of ingredients. Funny way to put it, but very, very tasty. And light, right? Like that Japanese breakfast is really just light on your stomach. So grilled fish, we got some salmon there. Interesting that the kanji does say salmon, but I guess they just translated that wrong to Spanish mackerel. But yes, salmon it was. Got the yaki tamago, which was good. Salad. What was it? I can't remember this reading for the life of me. But fruit, juice. I mean, just a solid. And this was all rice too, so you can see, right? Like the cut of salmon isn't that big, right? The pickled stuff was good, and I love the sweet, black beans that they give. And the New Year, that's like one of those, things that you traditionally eat. I eat the heck out of that. It's so good. And of course, nice savory egg dish, but a nice, light, light breakfast to really finish off, Japan, which was great. Sorry, last breakfast. I still got lunch. My flight wasn't until 3 p.m. So I walked around a beautiful koi pond, one of the few, touristy stuff I did. Sensoji, right? That's where, and this isn't the main thing. This is like one of those inner places. It was way too crowded in front of the big, the big lantern that you normally see. Didn't want to bother with that. But my last meal, of course, kare, katsu kare, and boy, this was super tasty. Like, I love when you get like a unique twist on that kare sauce. And you got miso soup, katsu kare, and a bomb. It's like the flavors that you want, and just had a nice unique kick to that kare sauce. So good katsu, good kare. Very happy that this was my last meal. And I noticed at the when you look outside, and it doesn't look anything fancy, but do you see here this kawakane? It says Ganso Katsukare, which is the original Katsukare for that form, I guess. So I don't know what original Katsukare I got, but I'm pretty cool. I'm happy that I got that. So that was my last meal of Japan. And oh, I see. For whatever reason, there you go. That melon drink that I got was at the end of the gallery for whatever reason. But yeah, like, this is where I stayed. Really, hard to find. I know when I took the taxi there from the station. They were like, "Where is this?" I have no idea, because I didn't want to lug around my luggages. There's a little bit of a distance from the station, but I could not find this place, and the directions in Japan are a little bit difficult. Finding addresses is a pain in the butt, so please be careful about that. Make sure you have a GPS. Make sure you have Wi-Fi. You're gonna need it to find where you want to go. But it was very hard to find here, but really quaint place. And I guess if you want some quiet, if you want to enjoy, that Rotemburo was pretty nice. Just to relax a little. A vacation within a vacation. I love to do that. So I usually do try to find some way to get an onsen, a mini onsen experience. But yeah, that is it. So yeah, okay. The last video a little bit longer, but yeah. Obviously, I was talking about Mahjong a little bit more. Maybe that's not the most exciting thing, but that was definitely one of the highlights of my trip. Just to be able to take part of that, and like I said, winning something out of it is just experience that I will never forget. I will always cherish, and it's something that I can be proud about. That I was able to finish 9th, beating an M League Pro, 2 professional Mahjong players, 2 Gravia idols, the producer of the show. I even beat him, finishing 9th. I am super happy about, right? And of course, right, getting some more goods of my Oshimen from Hinatazaka, being able to take, go to places that I've wanted to go to, and really things that I only could have done because I went by myself, right? Don't get me wrong, I would love to go again with friends, give them the experience of this amazing food, but also, that freedom to do whatever I want, and actually waking up at 10:30, 11 a.m. instead of waking early all the time, staying up late, going to get late night food. That's all thanks to just, it's me by myself, right? So if the thought of traveling alone spooks you, it's a lot of fun. It gives you a lot of freedom. But there's also nothing wrong with going with friends. You can also get a lot more food that way, share a lot more food, get more food-based thoughts, but the variety that you can take advantage of with more people is definitely there as well. Just make sure you're careful about reservations and those pesky KQBs. Don't try to go to a place that's closed for that particular day. Be careful. Anyways, as always, if you have any questions about anything about my trip, I am more than happy to answer them for you. This was a lot of fun for me. Hopefully it was a lot of fun for you to listen my recreation of the event. If you want to see these photos again, I actually do have a personal Instagram. I don't have it posted anywhere, but if you want to see it, you can try to find me. However, it is not Scott Knack on Instagram. Somebody else picked that up. So if you want to know, just ask. I'll be more than happy to answer. You can see it again. All of the locations are tagged on Instagram. But if you have any specific ones that you want to know more about, I will also be able to put that in the comments for you easily. So, yeah. Now, for those of you who may have just, come onto this video randomly, I am mainly a Monster Strike and Hinatazaka's Sakurazaka's Unison Air game. It's a rhythm game. I upload videos for that. I translate things into English so that, maybe if you only know English, you still want to play the game, I can help you out there. That's my job here on the YouTube interwebs. But, let's see, why am I just... Oh well. So, that's my main thing. I usually don't do these kind of like trip videos, and you can see that this whole setup is probably garbage, but I made what I could. Let's put pictures back up. There you go. This looks much better, right? So, well, my hair looks terrible though, but just if you're interested, in Japanese, games, that's what this channel is for. But that's about it. But for those of you who already are here based on my previous videos, hopefully you enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun, and hopefully I get a chance to do it sooner than later. I know a bunch of my friends have been pining to go to Japan, and now that they've opened it up, I am so willing to go again. It's just a matter of, can I get the appropriate time off from work? I hope so, because I will go back in a flash. One, there's all the food in the world that is waiting to be eaten, and two, there's always going to be something with Hinatazaka going on, so hopefully I can time that right, take advantage, maybe even actually go to a concert in person. I enjoy it online, but in person is something I would love to do. I did go to a mini live once, but to an actual concert, that would be great. And of course, any other these events with, also, a chance to meet some of the other celebrities I follow on Twitter. These kind of like gaming events. Just so many things, TV. If I could be in a TV audience, that would be amazing. It's a lot of these little things that I would love to do. But anyways, that's it. We're hitting 38 minutes. This is going to be one of the longer videos, but if you're still here, I do appreciate your viewership, and do you know that this was a lot of fun for me, and hopefully it was fun for you as well. So that's it for me today. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye.